Welcome to our video series introducing search engine optimization. In this video, we'll explore what SEO is and how it can benefit you. What is SEO, search engine optimization, and how can it benefit you? Search engine optimization is when you change or make additions to your website so that you get more traffic, more visitors through the search engines. Also, it involves getting more links pointing to you from other sites so that the search engines consider your site important and send you more traffic that way as well. So really, it comes down to two factors: changing your website and getting other sites to link to you. And those two are the main aspects of search engine optimization. When I say search engine optimization and getting traffic through the search engines, I don't mean paying for it. For example, with Google AdWords, where you're effectively paying per click, so you're paying for each unique visitor. In theory, with search engine optimization, you're getting the visitors for free. For example, because of the way you've structured your site and the links pointing to your site, Google considers your site important for certain terms, so then your site appears high in the search results when those terms are searched for on Google. And of course, the higher your site appears in the search results, the more traffic you're going to get. Okay, I have an example here: movie news. That's a popular search term. And obviously, the sites that get returned in the search results, the sites that get returned when this term is searched for, the higher that site appears here, the more traffic they're going to get. Because obviously, more people are going to click through to listing number 1 than to listing number 10. And clearly, let's say we go to page 5, far fewer people are going to be clicking through to sites that appear number 50 on the list. So search engine optimization is putting things in your favor so your site appears higher up in the results for keyword terms you're interested in appearing for. Of course, you do want to appear for relevant terms. If I'd searched for play poker online, for example, and this movie news website had appeared as the number 1 result, that wouldn't be relevant to the keywords, the keyword phrase I searched for. So not only would the person searching for play poker online be disappointed, but also they'd be disappointed in Google. Obviously, Google works hard to prevent such irrelevant results from appearing, so people continue to use it. What people want when they're searching in Google and Yahoo and Microsoft Search, they want useful, relevant results. So that's what the search engines strive to give them. And the more relevant the results, the more likely the person doing the searching is going to keep using that search engine again and again and again. And that's why so many people use Google and continue to use Google, because at the moment it offers the most relevant results. Obviously, where your site appears in these results, because you aren't paying for this, it's completely up to Google where you appear. But you can shift things in your favor using search engine optimization by using what's called on-page optimization, which means making changes to your pages to help your chances of appearing for certain keyword phrases, and also off-page optimization or off-site optimization, which means getting more links pointing to you from relevant and hopefully authoritative websites. And you can control both of those aspects to a certain degree. Obviously, you can entirely control what happens on your website, and you can control to a certain degree who's linking to you, and we'll cover ways to do that in later videos. But actually, this is very important. It's important to make your search engine optimization natural, or look natural. If you over-optimize your website, for example, if you had a movie news website and you took the term movie news and what's known as stuffing your page with it, if you put movie news in every single sentence, for example, not only would the page be difficult to read, but Google considers that keyword stuffing. In other words, you're blatantly trying to optimize for certain keyword phrases, and actually, Google penalizes you for that. So the text on your page has to be readable. You have to take into consideration that people are going to want to read your page, so you want it to be easy and natural to read, and you want people to keep coming back because they like the content. But with that in mind, you also want to use, don't overdo it, but you want to use relevant keyword phrases that you want to appear for in the search results, and it helps Google realize that your site is relevant to that keyword phrase. So, okay, getting links and putting the keywords you want to appear for sparingly on your pages is good. But also, it comes down to the amount of competition you have. Clearly, movie news is a very competitive term, and if you want to compete in this market, you're going to be up against sites such as comingsoon.net, a very established movie news site, Yahoo News, Ain't It Cool News, Reuters, number 4, and many others. You're up against sites that have been around for years, and many of these are multi-million-dollar companies. Sites such as comingsoon.net and many others on this front page are probably going to have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of links on other sites pointing to them. So that's a very competitive keyword term, and it would be difficult to compete in that initially. Maybe you can compete in that market over the longer term, but in the first instance, even if you do everything right by getting lots of links to you and using the keywords in the right amount on your website, you aren't really going to get a listing in the top 10 for perhaps years, until your site really builds up the links to your site and your site becomes what Google considers an authority site, because these top 10 results for this very competitive keyword phrase, these are authority sites. Google considers them authorities, and Google works out that they're authorities largely by the sites linking to them, and also how long the site's been around. But you can compete. You can find less competitive keyword phrases and start there, and build your site, the traffic to your site, that way. So that's a quick introduction to search engine optimization, what it is, how it can benefit you, and just a couple of things to keep in mind. And just as we wrap up this video, I'll just talk you through a very quick and interesting example. If you search for the keyword phrase, "click here," obviously a very popular phrase that's used in a very high percentage of the links all over the internet, and if you see which is the #1 result, it's the Adobe Acrobat Reader download page. The clue that gives you is that there are so many links pointing to the Adobe Acrobat Reader download page with the text "click here" somewhere in the link that Google has considered this web address as the most relevant for this keyword phrase. So the text used in the links pointing to your site is very important as well. But that's a quick introduction to search engine optimization.